we have another guest. He is Pete Sweeney. He might not be familiar to you. That's okay. He is a Chiefs beat writer, and it's for SB Nation.
Yep, Arrowhead Pride, yeah, arrowheadpride.com.
Arrowhead Pride, yeah. Chiefs Nation, or is it Chiefs beat writer? His name is Pete Sweeney. We want to get a Chiefs perspective on the show today. Thanks for coming by. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm excited. It's cool.
Brady or Mahomes?
Oh, come on.
Yes.
You going to do it to
me?
Are we talking forever or through 6 years of your career?
Through 6 years of your career.
It's got to be Mahomes, right?
Okay. You had one guy in their primes. Brady at his best, Mahomes at his best. One game tonight. Who do you got?
Right now it's Brady. You know, it still is to me. It has to be. But, you know.
I'm disappointed in you. I thought you were going to do that.
No, this is good.
No, I know this is good.
This is good. This shows this guy's unbiased.
This man's an actual adult.
Yes.
I think people are rightfully very excited in Kansas City. And, of course, through the first 6 years, no one has been better. I mean, you have to say that, right? But Brady's just too accomplished. 2 decades. A lot of different things can happen. A lot of life changes. And to do what he did for so many years, and then especially, you know, with that final title, I always go back to this, even as somebody who's now covered Patrick Mahomes, and it's been fascinating to watch. You can't beat a player that has more titles than every franchise in the NFL. Like, you know, to me, you got to be realistic about it. Now, I'm excited to be in the position I am. I get to watch this. This is cool. I did Alex Smith for 4 years. This is my 10th year on the Chiefs beat. And it's been a really, really fun run, and we'll see what happens on Sunday, but it's exciting times.
What's the worst thing about Mahomes? Like, give me something that is...
Like a flaw.
About Superman? Like, what's his...
Yeah, but you know what I'm getting at. They're all human at the end of the day. Is there anything about him that is not what it appears to be?
Not... You know, I think he's gone through stretches where, you know, maybe trying to do a little too much. I think you saw that early in the season. We had some real adversity, I think, for the Chiefs in Kansas City earlier this year because he just didn't have the cast of characters that he had in previous seasons. And the game that sticks out, and I know the Patriots fans would remember this one. It was when the Chiefs were playing the Jets, and Rashee Rice, the rookie, had not really developed to that point yet, and he was still trying to be this old Mahomes where he had capable receivers and a really healthy Travis Kelce. Kelce was injured to start the year, and the pass catchers just weren't there, and you still saw him trying to throw the ball down the field. And I think as the year went on, he started to realize, well, I got a pretty damn good defense. You know, I have a pretty good, complete team, and I think that's what got the Chiefs here. He had to change on the fly. I think sometimes trying to do too much in his own brain, thinking he can do it all. You actually saw that firsthand against Brady in the Super Bowl. I mean, he just was running like crazy, thinking that he by himself could win that game. It's just going to be impossible.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, well, given the issues on the offense outside of Mahomes, were you surprised, and other people that cover the Chiefs, that this particular team ended up getting this far?
I think if you asked me in the middle of the year, I thought they would be out in the divisional round, you know, if I'm being honest with you. And then what I was just describing happened. I think they really realized, okay, this particular iteration, a little bit reverse of the Patriots run, is going to be defense first. And we just got to stop making these mistakes with the penalties and the turnovers. And I think they've eventually adjusted to that. And I think now you see Mahomes, and he kind of said things toward the end of the year that I hadn't heard him say in the first 5 or so years, which is if we stall, that's okay. I'm not going to force it. I'm not going to put my defense in a bad situation. We've got a pretty good punter. Let's see the defense stop them. And what gives me confidence about this game is this defense has been opponent-proof. I mean, you look at the weapons that the 49ers have. It didn't matter against the Ravens last week, and Ravens looked really great on offense all year and really whooped the 49ers. So it has Chiefs fans having a lot of confidence, but it's for very different reasons than maybe previous seasons.
Pete Sweeney covers the KC Chiefs out there in Kansas City for SB Nation. Just want to remind you, this hour of our program has been brought to you by Catches Law. Pete, I want to ask you about Andy Reid and sort of these rumors that won't go away about it might be his last game, and tie that into some speculation during the year that Belichick might be a fit there if Andy Reid walks away. Do you put any stock into any of that?
You know, this is always interesting to me. Like, I don't know what we're doing here with this Andy Reid thing. And, you know, you guys are so, you know, Belichick focused and Belichick centric. Like, I know he looks great with his shirt off as he's leaving the apartment. But this man is 6 years older than Andy Reid. And all this stretch we were talking, where's Belichick going to go? Is it going to be the Falcons? Is he going to be elsewhere? I know Andy Reid enjoys his cheeseburgers. He's a bigger guy. You know, maybe he looks a little bit older. But I always put it this way in Kansas City. Like, if Andy Reid, if you can picture him playing Madden, Donovan McNabb was great. Alex Smith was great. This is his creative player. He's been waiting 20 years to work with this quarterback, Patrick Mahomes out of Texas Tech. And I think, we're talking about the Brady-Mahomes comparison. I don't want to rub your listeners the wrong way.
Do it.
But I think Andy, in his heart, and he would never say this, is eyeing Belichick. And I don't know if he'll get to 6. He's a little old.
So why does it keep coming up? I mean, he was asked the other day and gave sort of a ambivalent answer again.
I'm not sure. There was a health scare last year. There was a report after a game. He had to take a visit to the hospital. Never really was clear what was going on. He didn't miss any time, didn't miss any games like that. I mean, sometimes you've seen coaches behind the scenes. We get less reports on the health of coaches, so you never know what's going on. So potentially some smoke there. But I think the next year to watch, if you want to watch for a year, is 25. That is when GM Brett Veach and Andy Reid have their contracts until. So that's another 2 seasons. I think at that point, maybe. But from everyone I've talked to, from being around Coach Reid for so long here, his worry is more so about like what he would do with his time when he doesn't have football than, constantly being involved. I mean, he just has that love for the game. And like I said, I think when you hear him talk about the Hall of Fame, accolades matter because he talks with such reverence about coaches that he worked with or players that he worked with, and I think in his own right he wants to be remembered like that.
And much as I would root for Bill and Casey just for the story, for our purposes, it would be fun. It feels like it's not a fit. I mean, I look at the Chiefs and I say that's a happy, well-adjusted, normal organization where people are open, they talk to each other, they talk to the media, and here comes Belichick, who is just anti all of that. I just feel like
he's miserable.
It's just
there are some days when I struggle getting something out of Andy Reid. I do not need it for my own sake.
I know Andy Reid is close-lipped, but he's not mean-spirited about it, or Bill carries with him a whole different set of things that I just don't think fits in the Midwest and Kansas City and the Chiefs organization.
Yeah, I think
Bill's a dick.
It's a good, frank way to put it, for sure.
Yep.
I think, and this doesn't make a lot of Chiefs fans happy when I say it, based upon conversations I've had over the years, this is not like recent or anything like that, I tend to think like if I'm guessing the next coach, it's going to be a handoff situation to Matt Nagy. Oof. And Matt Nagy did not do well in Chicago, but, if we're talking about an infinite time here where Andy Reid's going to be the coach, maybe it's one of these, like when you guys were having the McDaniel situation, eventually that kind of passing of the torch. And so...
No, I meant we're good.
We're good. Thank you.
We're in the middle of the show.
We're good. We're good.
There's no pay.
No, we're in the middle of the show.
Welcome to the radio room.
We're on the air.